Hell yeah. How you
Uh,
doing?
oh, you know, uh, we're doing okay over here. We've been having some serious like landlord issues, property
Like, how's
management
up?
issues, whatever the fuck. Um, so like the place we live in, it's fine. It
Mm-hmm.
kind of sucks, but like
Mm-hmm.
in a way that like I for the first few weeks at least that we were here, I was like, this is like stuff to be expected in a city apartment,
Yeah.
um
You do
it's
live in
yeah,
Philadelphia after all.
yeah, and it's a pretty good deal and everything, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there were some bugs, um
Mm-hmm.
uh some there was a leak that seemed to be like condensation or something from the AC or the showers or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
then but like some things like that, the leak started getting worse. We are getting like, you ever have a leak in this in like a that's above the ceiling not coming through yet, and it's like the water bubbles. Um
Oh,
yeah.
brother. Oh, trust me. I've had like my in my old place in Dorchester that I lived for 10 years. At one point, I had the entire ceiling collapse in just like a pipe burst and
Jesus.
just just punched water punching through the ceiling, covering everything, spraying anywhere. And I was like, I was taking a nap, so I was like in deep sleep mode. And man, it was
That's
hell.
crazy. Luckily we haven't
Yeah,
had that
yeah,
exactly,
it
but
sucked.
yeah. But yeah, we kept noticing this, and at one point it was dripping. Like there's two spots in one of the rooms that this was happening, and
Mm-hmm.
um, it was like fully dripping. So we were like, guys, can you come like fucking check this out? So of course they send the guy over, just some fucking like
Mm-hmm.
dirty guy who comes over, and he's doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. We're like, who
Dirty
are
guy.
you?
They
Where
sent a
did you come
dirty
from?
guy to here.
Yeah. Um, and uh, he doesn't speak a lot of English, which is fine. I'm not I don't get
And
all
how
like
do you
Republican
feel
about
about
that.
that, Joe?
Well, it's yeah. I mean, it doesn't
let's
bother
test.
me,
Let's.
but it's like it's hard to and the thing is, like, he'll get someone on the phone who speaks more English, and
Mm-hmm.
that guy will just like uh won't be any more help. Like
Mm-hmm.
he'll just like make excuses for the guy who comes over. And
Yeah.
he's like, there's nothing there. I don't know what to tell you. I was like, okay, great, man.
Oh.
But like we were telling them they had them come over a couple of times to do that. They've like
Mm-hmm.
cut into the ceiling to look at the pipes, and they're like, there's nothing there. I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, guys, water's coming from somewhere. You own this
Mm-hmm.
fucking building, right? You don't want mold in the ceiling. You don't want like water pouring out of the ceiling, right? Um, and we at one point they cut open the ceiling. We're looking at the pipe. There's like tape or something wrapped around it. There's some kind of like, um, like clearly like something to stop a leak. We're like, okay,
Yeah.
so this has clearly happened before. Maybe could you put more of that around? Maybe it's been a while since you did that.
Maybe,
Like,
yeah, maybe we need more of the tape. Maybe
yeah,
maybe the pipe needs more tape.
yeah. And right under the where like one of the leaks is, the floor is all warped. The fucking wood floor is like warped, and it was when we got here. And again, it's like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, city apartment, whatever. It doesn't, but like,
Yeah.
they're going like, it's never been a problem before. I'm like, guys, it has clearly been a problem before. Fucking do something. So of course, since they've wrapped that, it's been fine. Um, and then
Until
um
the tape, until
right until yeah, we're not gonna like fix it, but
yeah.
um maybe it'll last till the end of the lease. But uh then we started having I forget what even like precipitated this, but like our HVAC unit is leaking.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever like liquid is in there, it's just fucking leaking. um and there was we found out about that because there was water in the um lobby, and there was water apparently leaking into our downstairs neighbor's apartment. So now it's affecting other people, like,
God
um,
damn.
and, uh, they come and like, um, I, again, I don't even know what the fuck, I don't know what they said they were going to do, but like the, the dirty guy comes with another dirty guy and, they, they,
Listen, I think calling him dirty was fine until you revealed he had an accent. You can't have. You have to. If you're gonna call him dirty, you're like this dirty Caucasian man.
I haven't said his race because it's not important to me, Justin. But
Oh, okay, all right.
but
I mean,
we
it's
live
one
in
of
the, we live
it's
in
one
an
of the
area
dirty
with,
ones, apparently.
we live in an area with town on the end of it. No, it's obviously nothing wrong
Mhm.
with yeah, but like it's because that's not the issue. I'm sure like there's plenty of times you get like a maintenance worker over who barely
Mhm.
speaks English but knows what the fuck they're doing. Like that's not it at all. It's just like on
Yeah.
top of all of this, it's like we can't even communicate. Um and Duolingo only goes so far. I've got, uh I'm working on it. But
You got a few sessions before you
yeah.
can
But this
fully
guy comes
communicate.
over with another guy this time. They work on
Mm-hmm.
on this HVAC thing for hours. Like they are there for like a day, like most of an afternoon. And they leave and it starts leaking again. And
That's Jesus
um,
Christ, dude.
yeah. And so we contacted them and we're like, yo, guys, like, I don't know what you did, but it's still happening. And we said, like, okay, this guy that you send over
Mm-hmm.
has not actually like fixed anything. The one time that like the leak was wrapped, like we had to tell him to do that. And most of the time he comes over, does something and nothing's fixed. So you have to send an actual HVAC specialist to look at this. And we got maybe my favorite thing I've ever heard from a landlord before. This dude goes, we talked to the HVAC specialists and they said to just monitor it for a few days and see what happens. And I'm like, no, you fucking didn't. No, you didn't talk to nobody. Fuck you. And my wife goes on Reddit to some like HVAC subreddit and posts like pictures, describes the issue, and of course everyone's like, yeah, that's a problem. Like what you need to fix this, or like worst case could be this, but it's definitely at least this, whatever it is. And so she writes back to the fucking property manager, whoever the fuck we're talking to. I don't even know. But
Mm-hmm.
like I think this guy's the landlord, and she writes back with all of this. She's like, so we talked to some HVAC specialists, and here's what they said. And the next message from the guy is like, so we can send an HVAC guy over on Saturday if that works.
It's the same guy.
Yeah.
That same guy.
Oh
That
my
was
god, yeah. If they send the same guy, because yeah, they were like, we can come empty the there's like a bucket under the thing because it's leaking, and they're like, we can come empty that for you every couple of days. We're like, what is wrong with you?
Fix
Are
it.
you stupid?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that was like the case with my landlord back in Dorchester when I lived there, where it was like the dude he sent was the same dude for everything. And it was clear that this dude, was decent at a million little things, but not great at any one thing. And so, like, I don't know, man. It's just, it might just be fixed for better or longer if you just pay somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing to come out instead of like a guy who kind of knows a way to kind of patch it up for a while
Right.
and then it problems. I mean, like, literally, we like finally convinced them to like swap out our toilets because like the bottoms of the toilets were just rotting. like just rotting into the floorboards, and like
Ugh.
so much wood was like destroyed. And it's like, we've been telling you, because I lived there for 10 years, it's like, we've been telling you for 6 or 7 years now that this toilet should probably be replaced. I just replaced it 5 years ago, and it's just time moves forward, man. I don't know what to fucking
Right.
tell you,
Right, that's the thing
so
too. Like we keep hearing from them, oh, we never had this problem. Like, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, guys, like the building has been here for 7 years. Maybe things have changed. Like,
yeah.
like I never had to, I don't know. I've had like a fucking car. I, I forget what, like I think like part of the exhaust pipe just like fall out of the bottom of the car and it's scraping along the road as I drive. And
Yeah,
like this
this
is years
never
ago,
happened
but
before, I guess.
right. It's like, what am I? Do I just like duct tape it back in place and I go like, oh, it's never been a
Yeah.
problem before. I'll just monitor it. Like,
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, no, it's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it's fucking insane. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, it's like at every level, like, um, capitalism's very like, irrational,
It
on a
was it
certain
was
level.
like expert. It was like a gymnast the way that you connected this story to the theme of the podcast. By the way, it
That's
was just
hey,
you just did a backflip right there. You're like, and this is why capitalism is the problem.
Yeah, that's what you learn when you read about Marxism. You just learn how to be annoying in every conversation.
Hmm.
It's just like, Lenin wrote something about this. Um, but like, yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like, um, it's at every level where like, uh, the 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 rationality exists as like, okay, well, we're profit driven. Like we want
Hmm.
to do as little as possible to make the most return as possible.
Hmm.
Obviously, like, yeah,
Yeah.
um, but like it doesn't think long term, right? And you can see this
Yeah.
in a fucking like shoestring landlord in Philly. You can see it in your boss. You can see it in any like medium-sized company. You can see it in a fucking multinational corporation. You see it in the government, like all the way
Hmm.
up the chain. It's the same shit. It doesn't think long term. It's all about like, okay, well, if I get an HVAC person, that's going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And instead of going like, obviously, like there's people who are better about this, but so much of the time it's like, well, I don't want to spend a lot of money. So
Yeah.
like I like
Yeah.
eventually if like my tenants can't stand it, they'll probably just move somewhere else. So
Yeah.
like, that's it. That's just how it goes. And that's why like socialists make much better capitalists
Yeah.
because you look at like Sohran Mamdani, that's a capitalist city he's in charge of, and it's running a lot better because he decided I'm going to come in and make steer this towards actually doing shit for you instead of you
Yeah.
know
I mean, and it's one of those things, right? Where my ex landlord, right? Like for years, we were telling him swap out the toilet, and that's like I don't want to pay for a full toilet, but now you've paid for a new toilet, and he had to literally have a guy like go in and just rip out a bunch of rotten wood, like that went down like at least like a foot or something, and it's just so like, and I guarantee you that was probably more expensive than if he had just replaced the toilet like 5 years before when we were saying it's kind of issues there, like it kind of seems like this toilet is, like we've had a couple guys come in and say like this toilet's on its last legs, and it's just like
right.
it's brand new, and so anyway, so
Yeah.
capitalism is unsustainable.
Yeah,
um
and that's a
Welcome to the podcast.
and that's an interesting thing about landlords too, because you talk to landlords about these like landlord nightmare scenarios, and they're like, you don't understand, it's a business and the expenses and the spreadsheets, and it's like, right, man, but that's the problem though. You're just restating the problem. This doesn't work as a business because it's where someone has to live. And
Hmm.
if your goal isn't to like make it a livable place and it's just to not spend money, then you see how that doesn't really work, right? So
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, it's um I think people just think like Soviet block housing and like the projects and shit, and it's like, no, if you put money into it and it's not Russia 100 years ago, you could actually do some really nice stuff. Like there's places in Europe, like Vienna has like incredible public housing. Like 60% of the
Mhm.
population lives in it, and it's like really nice and costs very little. It's so yeah, that's I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess what the fuck do I know? I'm just a dumb commie.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I think like it is so funny, like watching all these DSA people win. Right, we just had Angie Nixon a
Hell
couple
yeah.
nights ago in Florida, which was insane, and definitely took some of the sting off of the Oliver Larkin loss.
Yep.
I really was pulling for Oliver Larkin, although I knew even when they were releasing polls, they were like, "Oh, we're 2 points behind in polls." I think this year has shown us, like more than any other, like polls are dog shit. Polls are, polls. They just right now just the populace is so disconnected that there cannot be one poll that like really successfully encompasses everything, right?
Yeah.
It's like, because we don't know how many, like, we don't know how many people that like these, we don't know how many young people are going to be brought out by this, especially some of these
Yep.
candidates are, heavily supported by Hassan Piker, Mike from Philly, right? Or Mike from PA, right? Where we don't know how many of them are coming out. Plus, we don't know how many just old, racist, ancient, skeletons are going to rise from their fucking graves and make it out to vote, And I always knew that it's probably like, Florida being so, one, Republican, and two, being so like the people who are not like strictly Republican are like old Jews, right? Like old Jews, like that are, from like New York, right? Like Seinfeld's parents from New York, right? That's
Right.
kind of
And often the more conservative ones. Like,
yeah. Also,
yeah.
often the more
Not
conservative,
always,
where they're
but
Democrats, but they're conservative Democrats, and they sure do love a certain country that kind of permeates everything. And um, so I always thought that Larkin was like a long shot, and especially where he was basically a complete unknown who had no political history. And then he still got what, like 34, still got over a
something like
third, like
that.
36 or something. Like he got over a third of the vote, which is not terrible for being out of nowhere. And he really was only like popping off for like the 2 to 3 weeks, because I never heard of him before until he had that legendary Fox News clip where the dude was like, how many children are worded do we need to have? And he's like, well, you want to talk about that? Let's talk about your president, and the guy's like, okay, we're wrapping it up, thank you for coming, and
Yeah. Suddenly
so
we're out of time. That's weird.
Oliver had that amazing clip, and then and then just proceeded to just go on a bunch of places, right? Went on a bunch of places. He went on that local news station in Florida where it was like, there's a genocide happening in Israel or Gaza, and she's like, that's factually untrue.
Yeah.
It's
That
just
was amazing, because that was like such a demonstrative moment of
mhm,
like the
mhm.
Israel psychosis, because that
Yeah,
lady seemed fine. Like she was, she was asking, it wasn't like a totally like softball interview. Like she was like,
yeah.
but she
She
was
was
like, she seemed
inquisitive up
fine.
to that point,
Yeah, she
from what I've
even
seen.
like, I was impressed because she was like, okay, so I really want to understand this. So I looked into like what democratic socialism is and all the, and like
Hmm.
that was impressive. I was like, okay, this is a fair interview. Um, and yeah, then she just fucking goes off the rails, cannot help herself but to cut him off and all this shit. It's like, I'm sure you didn't agree with him about everything else he was saying, but for some reason, it's only this that you're like, no, actually, like,
Yeah, no, it was crazy. It was like watching somebody's Manchurian Candidate programming like kick
yes,
in. But so anyway, so him losing was a little sad. It was very funny the way that Jared Moskowitz chose to celebrate his victory, which was my condolences to Hassan, which is it's like, okay, man, all right,
yeah,
this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're really proving you belong there with that one,
yeah.
It's like these, people are just we're just trying to get people healthcare, dog. Like, and so, but so Angie Nixon, right? And so Angie Nixon won. That was very sweet. It's going to be very interesting to see how that race moves forward. I wonder if, because she didn't get endorsed by Bernie or AOC, I wonder if
Yeah.
they are going to, I hope to God, where, because they didn't support Francesca in her primary, but now that
Yeah.
Angie is the, is the guy, right? I hope that we're going to get an AOC / Bernie endorsement and they're going to go down, because I mean, like, if we can flip a Florida seat, dude, like that's
Yeah,
that's nuts.
That would be incredible, because that is such a like slap in the face to the like, the DSA can't actually beat Republicans. And it's like, oh yeah, yeah. What's been happening in Florida for 25 years, motherfucker? Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, I had barely even heard about Angie Nixon. Like, I think I'd heard her mentioned a couple of times, but I mean, first of all, she's great. Like, she's very solid on the issues. Her like you know experience is not just being a state senator or state rep, whatever she is. It's very much like on an organizing level. And yeah, I mean, that's like, the Senate's a big fucking deal too. Yeah, but it's like, yeah, Oliver was always a long shot. Francesca was always a long shot, mostly because of where they are and like what the level of office they were going for. But like, yeah, I think that it's good that people are being bold, and I think that frankly, DSA National needs to get on board, because honestly, like, they haven't done much. They have not like done a whole lot of this, is my understanding. Like, they will endorse some
I know
of these
that they
people.
put out, was it they had their president, the national DSA president, went out and did an interview, and apparently she just cratered, like she just was not ready for prime time. People are saying that like Oliver Larkin should be like the spokesperson / like the comms guy for national DSA.
I could see
and
that.
honestly, I mean, that's, I think that this dude is, I mean, his strong suit is just going on these shows where he's very respectful, right? But he's also not going to take bullshit. And I think that's important. Also, we have a couple comments if you want to pull up the comment box. We got Varun 91644-W. Wait, can we get this on screen? Okay, yeah.
There we go.
And so one of KFC and Islamophobia is real. Number or. I don't know what kind of riddle you're kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. Islamophobia is real. I agree that I am. But
one number or it's.
All right.
I am not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna beat this escape room, Varun. I'm sorry. I can't figure out your code.
Yeah,
please,
I invite you
clarify.
to clarify. Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Yes, thank you very much. But yeah, so let's. Okay,
but the thing about the thing about the DSA National thing, it's like, I think that first of all, like I think that spokesperson went out because they had just put out their like platform, right?
Yeah.
And the platform, I think, is a little problematic because it uses some of these slogans,
the abolishing prisons and stuff,
right? Which, like, again,
I don't
it's
know
like
if that,
right, but it's because it's the same thing that like I think it backtracks too much, because what we've seen over the past couple of years is like Zohar Mamdani and Abdul, who's not DSA, but he's aligned, and like a lot of these people figuring out a way to be like, okay, defund the police, whatever like scary thing you think that meant. That's not what I'm trying to do. Here's what I'm trying to do. And then they explain it. And it's like, okay, what they're saying is basically what defund the police meant. But instead of saying the words that just scare people, right? We're not going out and saying we're communists, right? We're saying we're the democratic socialists, right? So like the Republicans are very good at this. And we need to like the left needs to learn how to manage those things a little better, because for Zoran to like set the stage and all these people to be able to deftly like navigate this conversation now in a way that's working, and then for the National to come out and be like, yeah, defund the police, abolish prisons. It's like, okay, that's a bit of a problem. Now every DSA candidate has to answer for it and say, well, I don't agree with that part, and so that's a bit of an issue. And I think it's just a nature of like, there is the sort of electoral Zoran Mamdani side of DSA, and there's also like the hardcore like Marxist Unity group and the Marxist Leninists and this and that. And it's like I have no problem with those people, but I do think that like, okay, well, yes, let's have a platform, but also let's run people, and let's do that in a way that we can all be on board with. But like, let's fucking be an organization, and coordinate this a little better. So yeah, I think that's the issue with that. But yeah, Oliver would be great at that. I think he'd be great to run for something else, or
I think he's definitely going to run for something else. I mean, I think he kind of has to, just because he did, coming out of nowhere, he did really make himself a figure, and a good fighter. I think that we need good fighters. Last week we were talking about Francesca Hong, right? And her big failure moment, to me at least, was not the fact that the Thanksgiving gate happened, because I feel like a lot of potential candidates, a lot of people running for things, they have dumb tweets, they have dumb stuff that it's coming back to haunt them, right? Dumb tweets. I mean, like, we talk about Hassan a lot, and Hassan will never crawl out of the shadow of the America deserved 9/11. Although, just once I would like one of these people to be like, actually, not only did America deserve 9/11, I would say that America deserves another 9/11, and and I hope this studio gets 9/11 right now. Actually, I hope it gets 9/11 from the top and January 6th from the bottom. You dumb motherfucker. You stupid dipshit. You like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm so tired of hearing.
So that's going to be the clip that haunts us one day.
Yeah, absolutely. I know.
Once we have 30,000 viewers.
Yeah, I mean, hey, hell yeah, baby. Fucking, I'll take it on the chin, man. But I just think that it is so annoying and stupid, just the way that, and I think that it's always been this way, but I think that it is so obvious now. I think back when, all you had was establishment Democrats versus Republicans, I think that they could keep the discourse stupid in a way that they just everybody's saying stupid shit, and everybody's just trying to distract you because they're in tandem. They're in cahoots. They're the same party, right? So everything is service level. But now that we have actual candidates who are running and winning, that are like, hey, I want to we want to dismantle some of this evil shit. We want to make your life easier, right? You'll have these cable news people that are just like, did you see that clip of Scott Hannity? That's what I'm going to call him forever now, by the way. Scott Hannity. His name is, other people call him Sean. His name is not Sean. It is Scott. But Scott Hannity, he was talking to I think was it Oliver Larkin, right? Where he started yelling. He's like, Biden. He's like, Biden abandoned the astronauts on the space station.
Yeah,
you know?
It's like how far off track can you get in like 2 minutes, dude?
Biden was not DSA, my man. Like,
Right. Yeah.
Biden,
Like, do you want to know what Oliver Larkin probably really thinks about Biden? Because that's like, that's not the own you think it is.
I think Biden deserved a 9/11, honestly.
Wow. Critical support to cancer.
His body's getting 9/11. Yeah, this is the clip that's definitely gonna haunt us. Okay, so so I don't know, man. It's the fucking double standard is just insane to me. Let's pull up this clip. This is part of a larger video, but this is some dude. I couldn't find this clip on its own, so I had to find some dude covering it and then scroll. But so this is Michael LaRosa. Have you seen this clip?
No, I think I heard about this.
So Michael LaRosa went on C-SPAN. He's a Democratic strategist who used to work for the Bidens, right? Okay. This guy has been part of like a, Democratic think tank. Like he's been, behind the scenes on like, I pretty much probably every modern, I would assume he had some role in like every modern like Democratic campaign, right, for the last few years, right? And this dude went on C-SPAN, asked, and because he is very much anti-Abdul, right? Very much anti-Abdul. And this is him getting so it's a call-in thing, a caller from Michigan, who is a Haley Stevens voter, all right? Haley Stevens voter who is now gung-ho for Abdul in the general, right? Yeah. Asking him, why would you not be? And listen to this dude's fucking response, man.
Are you? I mean, you come on a national show and you say that a must-win state like Michigan has an unfit candidate in El Said for Senate. And I can see you saying that maybe in the run-up. I didn't vote for Said. I voted for Stevens. And it's okay. You could have promoted her as well. But now that we're down to the general, and are you trying to get Democrats not to vote for him? You can have your own personal views, which is fine. If you don't.
Spoiler alert. Yes.
Like El Said and others. But as a Democratic strategist coming on a national program, I think that's totally unacceptable. And I think that you're doing a disservice. What do you say about
Stanley,
that?
Before we talk to Michael, you said you did not vote for Abdul.
Real quick, I'm going to stop interrupting, but the look on the face, man, that's a tough face.
Jesus Christ,
it looks like he's
El Said
pouting or like almost about to pout.
Will you support him in the general election?
Yes, I most certainly will, which is the reason I'm calling, as I'm calling on the Democratic line. He is not DSA. People try to put him off as DSA. He says he's not DSA. The DSA did not endorse him. And even if he was, I don't understand Michael coming on and doing that. Yeah,
great. Let's get an answer from Michael LaRosa.
Well, I've never supported.
Oh.
Wait, is this
the immediate laughter?
A Republican in my life for the Senate, for the White House, for Congress. And I don't live in Michigan, so, I mean, my opinion really doesn't matter that much, but
dude, give me a break, man. If you just say who little old me, like at least be honest.
Play the clip, bro. Play the clip, dog.
Just play the part if this is the part you want to play. Read the script. You don't have to package it like, I don't live. Who even cares what I think?
Who the fuck is this?
I'm just on national television. I'm just, literally a strategist. I mean, I'm just,
would never support El Sayed for a couple of reasons. One, there's certain things that do transcend politics, that do transcend parties. And that's okay. That's what I was saying. Vote blue no matter who. The problem with that is who still matters. At least it matters to me. And I just...
It's like so...
funny how now it matters.
Yeah. It's just... but that was people's point 2 years ago with Kamala. And, your whole messaging was, you guys cost us the election. Fuck you. Now all of this is your fault, right? But now it's like, but he wants to give people health care. So now it matters because I don't want you to have health care. I want you to die in debt because you got cancer or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's oh, sorry.
He's got this like, I just can't face him. There's something about him that colors
look at this. Just look at this fucking you like you can just these. I don't know, man. I fucking hate this guy. Okay, anyway.
Come from a time when I watched people jumping out of windows on 9/11, 70 miles from when the towers were falling and burning for 3 months.
We could
smell it from where I was from in Pennsylvania because of how the wind blew.
And
it's personal to me.
And that's the clip. That's basically the clip. I don't know what happens after there. Nobody's covered it. And I'm pretty sure this dude's about to, whatever video we're watching is about to this dude's about to just opine on this for an hour. But just blatant. Just
right. And I'm sure if you press him on it, he'd be like, well, no, I'm talking about that because of the Hassan Piker thing or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but for some reason that only comes up with Abdul. Like there's like a particular effort to tie that to Abdul as if he said it. And it reminds me,
which is what they did with Barack, what they did. Hillary started with Barack. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And then they tried, and then Cuomo tried it with Zoran.
Yeah. People think Trump invented the birther thing. Like, no, he ran with it and he really made it a thing in like 2012 or so. But like, the fucking Clinton campaign came up with that. But
the birther thing was part of it. I mean, I remember it from the first time around.
Yeah, it just like
I remember when I was canvassing for him and talking to people about it when I was canvassing for him in 2008, 2007, 2008.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, but this shit reminds me of like a few years after 9/11 when people were talking like this. And like, it was just like a given that you're supposed to fucking hate Muslim people or like be suspicious of them. And like there was like something where like, they were like, oh, they're trying to build a mosque near 9/11, like a victory lap. And it's like, first of all, I don't think it was even a mosque. It was like a, Islamic like cultural center or some shit. But it was like, yeah, man, this is America. You're allowed to fucking build a mosque. Like fuck off. What are you talking about? And people would go, oh, but why do they have to put it there? I'm like, I don't know. They probably live there. You fucking idiot. Like what do you think? What's the connection? Like, are these guys like Saudi Arabian, like Muslim Brotherhood, like connected to the royal family? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, man, it's just crazy. And so, and now it's a narrative that, it's gaining more steam, right? This is now one of the narratives of the general, right? Where there's Democrats who just can't bring themselves to vote for Abdul because, Muslim, because Islam, right? And then you have these, these big ass, these big Democrats, these prominent Democrats like that dude, right? Who's been influential in, for years, just saying the most fucked up, insane shit, So, we got so this is an article just kind of breaking it down. We just got multiple people. Rogers, who is notably ducking debates with El Sayed.
That's so
right.
Fucking lame.
El Sayed, he's challenged him to 5 debates. Mike Rogers has not responded yet, mainly because he just doesn't know when he's going to be back in Florida. And then you also have, really, I don't know if you've been following this, right? But Haley Stevens, on her last couple appearances, has kind of spent more time talking about Hassan and like saying like, oh, I think El Sayed should denounce Hassan, and like trying to like make, I don't think that she is, as much as I was giving her kudos, I think last week, right, we were giving her some kudos for how cool she was about, dropping out and, not fighting it and, just accepting that she lost and, and endorsing him immediately and, saying nice things about him finally, right? It was like, he's a doctor. He's the father of daughters, what gives, and right. But she's done a couple interviews where she has straight up just kind of thrown like the Hassan connection under the bus, which I think she's still working for AIPAC, dude. I think like she's still... I think that
I mean, yeah, it could be. I think it's also just this fucking like it's like classic Democrat to just, because they're controlled opposition. Like that's the thing, is like like it's just a classic move to just what is it, like to concede to the Republican framing, right? So it's like, well, Republicans are going to keep attacking us about Hassan, so maybe we should. And it's like, dude, you cannot win chasing Republican approval. Like, that's not going to fucking happen. You need to be fucking even harder on the Republicans than they are on you. Because I mean, there's no way out. Like, you can't come forward and be like, okay, sorry, I talked to Hassan. Because then it's like, well, why did you? Why now? Why didn't you? So it's just, it's either intentional sabotage or just like the worst fucking instincts.
And to her credit, they tried to get, you saw the video of Angie Nixon going on, was it Gayle King on CBS News, and and Gayle King's like, so you toured with Hassan, and she's like, no, I didn't. I don't even know him. He's like, I thought you did, and he's like, no, and she's like, would you? And they she's just like, I really don't know him. Where he's just
it's so funny.
Just like,
they just gave her like the generic like leftist script. They were like, okay, you're talking to a leftist. Here's the talking points.
Yeah. So DSA. So we're gonna talk about Hassan.
Yeah. They forgot to like fill out the like the blanks where you tailor it to someone.
So I also got a clip because I also just don't want to give all the air to these fuckers and not at least. So this is so if you pull up this clip that I have locked here, I've loaded. This is Abdul talking about this shit, and I'm hoping he comes, I mean, I assume just based on everything I've seen of him that he's just going to come out strong, because I do think you need to come out strong and come out against it, right? So let's hope.
There's been a effort, I think, to divide people against each other. And unfortunately, you see that the consequence of that, to tell us that some group or another group have to be counterposed because there's not enough for all of us. I am Arab. I'm also African. My family immigrated to this country from Egypt. I'm proud of my African heritage. And when people try to divide us based on identity or ethnicity, sometimes we miss the nuances that make us whole and that make us human. And regardless of what my name is or what my heritage might be, when I look at my daughters in the eye, the question I'm always asking is, how do we build an America where they and all of their sisters and brothers, regardless of their color of skin or where they grew up, have the basic things that they need in their lives? And my work has entirely been about dignifying that. I left a role in the academy to come to rebuild a health department in the city of Detroit, to serve what was at that point 85% black city. Because I also understand that if we're not serious about racial equity, we're not serious about building the kind of America that America is supposed to be. Put glasses on tens of thousands of kids' faces, took on big corporate polluters, inspected schools when their boilers weren't working, made sure that they weren't drinking lead in their water, eliminated medical debt. And that has been about a service that is rendered to communities that might not look like me or pray like me. But we certainly hold this space, this America, together. And when anybody suffers for lack of the kind of government services they deserve, all of us suffer. So that's been the vision that I've operated on my whole life. Now, there's always going to be folks like Donald Trump or J.D. Vance who want to divide us and tell us that if one community has any success, the other community loses it. That only some groups of people can thrive here. But I've always believed in the kind of America that I saw in my own house. I grew up in a house built by Muhammad and Jackie, Egyptian immigrant, from the northeast corner of Africa, and a daughter of the American Revolution whose family's been here since before the Revolutionary War. And I saw what they built together. A home that's greater than the sum of its parts. So I'm really grateful for that. And the only way you oppose the kind of zero-sum politics that tell us that there's only enough to go around for a few is to come together with communities believing that what we can gain together is so much bigger than what we fight for alone.
So,
you also
Kyle, no. Kyle, good. Don't scare Kyle. Talking about a fucking moist critical video. So yeah, I mean,
Was that a question about Hassan he was answering, or
no? I think it was. There's some crazy change to like YouTube rules, like YouTube view rules, which actually I think I was skimming them and I was like, that actually might help us.
Okay.
It's like apparently like they're like changing like the threshold for like what counts as a view. So
oh, that's good.
You know,
yeah, I know they're like
so
raising the threshold for monetization, but if they're
but they're also making it
the,
easier to yeah. So
because not every view is a view.
I'm sure that I'm sure it's gonna break in a way that helps creators. I'm sure it's not for them to make more money.
Always.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that Abdul El Sayed, like pro-immigrant rhetoric, like that shit gets me. Like I really like that. And I've learned like
I turned into like an Obama era, like
yeah.
Just
well,
like
it's like you know what
we need to
the thing is, and like this is honestly something I think the left in general and like American socialists lose sight of sometimes, is that like that's in the fucking DNA of Americans, man. Like I mean literally, right? We're all immigrants, but like that is important to people. Like I think we have a lot of problems with xenophobia and all this shit, but like a lot of that comes from manipulative political leaders and advertisements and marketing and all this shit. I think that is the cool thing about America, like that people come from all over. When Trump is like talking about ending birthright citizenship and this ending this type of immigration and this and that, and it's like dude, there were fucking open borders, and my like dirt poor fucking olive farming Italian like ancestors came here on a fucking boat, and they went to Ellis Island, and they were like, okay, you're good, like you're not like super diseased or anything, like all right, yeah, you're good, come on in. And then fucking pizza and ice cream and like Little Italy and
yes, we
and
have all those things because
and,
your ancestors came.
Right. Yeah. They invented it. But yeah, it's just, it's like, yeah, man, I don't like that. That's cool. And like, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for that. And it is like what's important about America. I grew up partly in Queens. When I was very young, we lived in Brooklyn and Queens. And it was very normal for Queens is an incredibly diverse place. It was very normal to know Chinese kids and black kids and Russian people and like, plenty of Jewish, Catholic and other like Christian denominations, Muslim kids. I had a friend who like wore a turban when I was in kindergarten, and I didn't think any fucking thing of it. I was just like, oh, cool. What's that? And he's like, oh yeah, this thing we wear from, Bangladesh or Pakistan, wherever he was from. But like,
it's like a dope Aladdin hat, it's awesome,
yeah. And it's like, oh, cool. All right. Yeah. He wears that. And like, I don't know, like, I know some Jewish people, they wear a yarmulke, it's like to go from that to then like, the rest of my childhood was in Connecticut, and it was, the part of Connecticut we were in was a little less diverse, I'll say, but It was not like a super, I wouldn't say like racist place. It wasn't like a very conservative place. It was, so, but it was weird to go there and be like, oh, everyone's white. It's okay. That's fine, I guess. But that's weird that there's just like no other kind of person here. There's like a handful of Jews, but like, it's just, that was weird. And then to learn more about the wider world and the wider country, and seeing how fucking like hateful and disgusting especially the fucking Republicans are. I'm like, fuck you, man. Like, no, you don't get to do that shit here. That's not how we fucking do it. And the worst moments of the history of the US are when those attitudes have been allowed to fester and spread. Right.
And especially right now in this moment in history where I think that they are being really base boosted in a way that, I want to believe in my heart doesn't represent, quite so many people, obviously, what I mean? Obviously,
yeah. And I think
a fuck ton of people in this country are racist.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think that like when prosperity is shared among more of the population, and you have more of a social safety net, and just, everyone's allowed to participate, and people are mixing more and everything. Like, I think that makes people less bigoted, but it's not going to dissolve it. But I would say there was a period of time in this country where, like, if you were racist, you shut the fuck up. Like, you're not going to go out and say all that shit.
Make racists shut the fuck up again. That's really
right.
What we need to get to. That was when America was truly great. When racists felt,
Yeah. Make racists afraid again. There's a great song by a German punk band called ZSK called Make Racists Afraid Again. But
should reach out to them and see if they'll let us have that as the theme song. So read your childhood. So I grew up in Maine. So I was always surrounded by like 99% white kids. But I had Nickelodeon, so I knew other types of people existed. You know what I'm saying? I was watching all that. I was watching Kenan and Kel,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And and so like I do think that like, my, and it's how I kind of relate to people, nowadays, right? Where I think that, through, like one of my best friends, like, we barely talk about, we'll maybe spend like 5 minutes talking about each other's personal lives. And then the rest of our hangouts are just about like Spider-Man and where the Spider-Man series is going, and shit. And, and so, the TV kind of raised me, right? So TV was how I connected. But, I came up at a time where like, a lot of these kids, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, right? They were really, pushing, right? Like they had like black characters, Kenan and Kel. I mean, like they were, that was a huge show in the 90s for representation. It's just, two black teenagers, and so like,
all that was very mixed.
Great show, and we won't talk about, kind of the PTSD that a lot of those people have now that they,
that's a whole other problem. Yeah.
Great documentary. Right. But going back to like Abdul and all this, right. And just like, kind of like the Islamophobia and like the racism of it all. Right. It's just, man, I'm going to try to, when we get closer to the general, I do want to like spend some time phone banking. I've canvassed for Ed Markey here. I'm gonna do that again on the 30th. And God, I hope the last thing that I saw for Ed was he was up 30 points over. We're gonna knock on wood. He was up 30 points over Seth Moulton. Like, let's polls are bullshit, but let's pray, right?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, because it seems like, there's been a couple polls that have come out for Abdul. And Abdul looking not terrible, right? He's looking strong, and I'm just, it'll be such an indictment. It'll be such a buzzkill if this dude can run a campaign that's so not focused on issues, right? Run a campaign that, where, especially if he ducks those debates, right? If he ducks all of the debates and he never does a debate, right? If Mike Rogers never does a single fucking debate, right? Where he runs a campaign that's so issues, secondary or kind of nebulary, right? What is something that Mike Rogers is offering his constituents? What are some of the benefits outside of Islam, Sharia law, and thank you, Zoran, for keeping that dude knows, man. It's like we gotta polish the street lights in New York. This shit needs to be sparkling. I need to give the weight glove treatment, right? God, it's going to be such a I'm going to knock on wood again. It would be such a buzzkill if Abdul lost. It would be such a buzzkill because here you have a guy who stands for something, who has actually accomplished. The dude was even talking in that clip, right? He eliminated a lot of medical debt for a lot of people. He has walked the walk. Obviously, like a senator is not like all powerful, right? And which is why we need to win back the Senate, and hopefully with enough of those people being like actual Democrats and not like part of the revolving villain block, right? You want to stack it with Democrats that are also not Fettermans, right? But man,
dude, I can't wait to vote against Fetterman.
Oh yeah. Vote for what is it? Anyone else? You're gonna check the anyone else box?
Yeah. I gotta find out what's fucking happening here. Honestly, I don't know what the deal is.
He's not up for re-election this year, right? He's not running, right? He's in a few more years.
I think it'll be 28. Yeah.
Oh well, there we go. But so let's hope, and we're going to continue just saying nice things about Abdul, because he seems just like a genuinely good guy, genuinely quick, smart, funny guy, and also just seems to genuinely want to do good things. And I also think that hero worship in politics, I think that politics is like a team sport kind of mentality, is toxic, right? And if Abdul gets into office and he's just part of the revolving villain team, then fuck him, primary him, get him out of there, right? But I hope to God he wins. But anyway, let us move on, because I do want to talk about the funniest political story of the week. We've talked about kind of the most, the biggest bummer of the week, right? But the funniest of the week is, so we had Jon Ossoff, who I like his tenacity. I mean, I have looked him up on APAC Tracker. Don't do it if you want to like him. Because he's on the team, right? But at the very least, he knows that he's going to be running for president in 2028, and he is acting like it. And so he at least had a fun moment this week, and he really pushed a domino that has been very funny to watch just kind of play out. There's been just a series of dominoes falling in the media this week.
The White House is firing back at Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff. His comments during a campaign event made him the latest Democrat to be the focus of President Trump's ire. Ossoff, who's up for re-election, took several hits at the president while speaking to voters over the weekend. The Georgia senator called Mr. Trump a crook and slammed his handling of the war in Iran.
He doesn't want to do the job. He wants to build his ballroom and travel with Natalie on their apparently defenseless flying palace gifted by the Emir of Qatar.
Chief White House correspondent Nancy.
So he dropped that banger, right? He got it. I mean, hey, he say what you want about the guy. He cooked there. That was some Kendrick Lamar level,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I will say, to be a foil for this segment, what bothers me about guys like Jon Ossoff is it's so surface level, and you know, like fuck Trump. I'm not defending him, but it's like okay, like yeah, like Trump hangs out with this weird younger woman and like she's clearly obsessed with him and like I don't fucking care. Like I think it's hilarious. I think we're going to talk about her more, but like it's like yeah, I don't care. And also like he criticizes Trump's handling of the Iran war, and it's like not a fucking Democrat in the world can fucking bring themselves to be like, we shouldn't be at war. We shouldn't be in this war at all.
Yeah, no, he's very much team like, you did it the wrong way. I'm glad that we're killing. I'm glad we're bombing. You know, we're bombing brown people, but
yeah. Also, like, isn't Qatar a fucking ally? Like, this is my problem. It's like, oh, and his palace gifted by the Sultan of Qatar, whatever the fuck he said. And it's like, yes, I mean, yeah, fuck the plane. It's stupid. Like, but like, so what is your issue with Qatar exactly? Like, I don't know. It's just it's very vapid and like not to defend Qatar either. Like they're as bad as anyone, but like, yeah, it's just like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, man.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Listen, and I agree with you. So if you pull this clip up, so I'm not a big Ossoff fan. I mean, I think that I'm hoping that he wins versus any Republican. I think he is at default better than whatever the Republican's going to be, right? And I think that I'm ultimately a harm reduction guy, right? I voted for Kamala in 2024. I would do so again. Although living in Massachusetts,
and I'm down with that as long as it's like strategic. And it's like, yeah, well, we have like the DSA people, we have the Abduls, and then for when there's a lack of those, fine, do what you got to do. I'll probably vote for fucking Josh Shapiro for governor, but like,
yeah, exactly. But our criticisms of John Ossoff aside, it is funny. It is funny, Joe, that now this woman who has just been like has been just Trump's familiar for a little while, is now become this heavily Googled, she is getting the TMZ treatment, and it's just, I'm sorry, it is just so nice when that sort of shit happens to them. Okay. Yeah. Because there's so many people, we've talked at length on this show since we've been doing this for the last couple of months, right? About Graham Plattner, right? And, there was a whole bunch of reasons why I liked Graham Plattner, a whole bunch of reasons why, even after some of the earlier stuff came out about him, I was like, yeah, but we still need to get him in there, right? Up until, the breaking point, right? But it was just so annoying when it was just like, yeah, okay, let's hear about his fucking, sexts with women that were not his wife, and shit, and that kind of shit, right? But it's just nice. Can we just enjoy a nice moment of Republican people having their lives just picked like apart, like, by the fucking vultures? It's just nice. So now Natalie Harp's brother is getting one.
The brother of President Trump's devoted aide, Natalie Harp, is speaking out. She's found herself in the spotlight after a Democratic senator made a crack about the president, saying he was more interested in traveling with her than doing his job. Now, her brother says in an interview that she has a, quote, unhealthy relationship with the president.
We are getting insight today into Natalie Harp's.
Dude, he should be touring for the Gold album right now with the rest of the band Weezer. You should not be talking about your sister Natalie.
Yeah. This dude is great.
Yeah.
President Trump from her brother.
I don't think it's a physical attraction. Let's get real.
Preston Harp says his sister has long been drawn to powerful men in high positions, even at an early age.
She's written letters to other presidents. Let me put it that way. And so like her dream came true finally. Trump's best friends are people who are his fan club, and so she's his biggest fan. And so that's probably why he likes her. And like, she's good looking.
Natalie first came to Trump's attention in 2019 when she credited him with saving her life. She was suffering from bone cancer, and his right to try policy gave her access to experimental treatments.
My good Samaritan, President Donald J. Trump.
She has repaid him with total devotion. CNN says in 2023, Natalie lost it when she was told there was no room for her in the motorcade that was taking the president from Trump Tower to Lower Manhattan.
A screaming match then ensued in the lobby of Trump Tower at that time, with essentially Harp saying that the president had personally asked her to go, and she was so determined to not be left behind that she actually got in the trunk of one of the SUVs.
That's obsession. That's like an unhealthy obsession with someone if you're going to jump into the trunk of their car.
Conservatives are coming to Natalie's defense today.
Dragging an unknown woman who's gone off to serve her government through the mud, insinuating that the only possible reason she could have a job in politics is because she's a concubine for a politician. It's despicable.
Shut up. I'm Scott Jennings. I care about women a lot.
Yeah, of course.
I'm woke. I'm woke Scott Jennings. Shut up. I fucking hate when Republicans do that shit.
It's like, you can't go in the motorcade. She turns into like the chick from Obsession. Like, no.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the side by side with her and the Obsession girl?
No, but we should we should never play a movie clip on this show, by the way.
Oh
never
yeah,
play
no,
a movie clip ever. Okay.
It's a skill, but
even that might be pushing it, but let's see it. Send it to the chat and we'll take a look.
Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah. And I understand where you're coming from with all this, that it's so stupid and it's so beside the point. And I agree. And I think that on some level, right, I think that, the Trump White House knows that it is it knows that it is just drama, right? But I think that they're, at the end of the day, they like distractions. I think that they, this is just the latest distraction from whatever horrible, evil shit, that they are planning on doing. And then I have another. So, but I just think that, we talked about in the past, we've talked about the buzzkill left, right? We let our brains get in the way of people having fun, Joe. Okay. And people are having fun. Let us have fun. Pull up this window. It's just now like, apparently she's been but her emails crowd. We've had a whole ass person trailing around the number one guy for what is it, for a year with no security clearance. We never vetted her. She could be anything. She could be affiliated with anything, anyone. She could be, a Russian plant. She could be, an IDF handler, right? She could be so many different fucking things.
I am noticing she's getting more and more bleach blonde. Like that's just.
Oh yeah, dude! It's just
they all fucking do that. It's just,
it's a sickness that permeates, right? It's just like they were talking about, like a lot of Republicans, they have like Mar-a-Lago face, right? Like a lot of Republican women, like it's just there's I don't even think she's purposely doing anything. I think you spend enough time around Donald Trump, and you're a woman, you just morph into this, I think that did you ever see
the fumes from Trump's farts?
Did you ever see Annihilation with Natalie Portman? Oh, great movie. But it's just like you're spending time in like the fucking blast area from Annihilation. You're just it's just your DNA has changed. It's just you are this thing. You got the Khaleesi hair. You got the Khaleesi hair. But yeah, man, it is. Yeah, So she worked at Harp, who was executive assistant to the U.S. president, worked at the White House for a year without the routine clearance. She refused to file the relevant forms for unknown reasons, according to 2 unnamed sources. Then Trump became aware of it and he pushed it through. That is so, dude, the eventual like documentary, like when we finally, when like this guy has passed on and he's in the fucking, he's finally burning in hell and we're dealing with President Tucker, right? And President Tucker Carlson and, and the fucking, we're living through literal Dune 3. Like I think we're at least going to get a pretty good documentary about like what Trump and his cronies and and we're gonna like really, it's gonna be like wow, and like our grandchildren are gonna be like, whoa, you guys really like lived through that, like why didn't anybody stop him? And it's just like
Where were you when you found out about Natalie Harp? They were asking.
It's like I was doing a fucking podcast, my man.
You when JFK was shot. It was always an assignment.
I was not alive.
100 of those for us. But yeah, so here I found I can't find the side by side, but this is the image they're talking about. I think it
okay, yeah, pull it up.
This is let me zoom in. Like this is her just
yeah. Is that real? Is that a real pic?
I think so.
Or is that like Photoshop? Dude, really? No. That looks Photoshopped.
I don't know. Is that
it's
the New York Times. Yeah. Insane.
Natalie Harp isn't an age. She's Trump's obsession concierge. Gifted article from 2024. So this is an article from 2024.
Oh my God. I didn't even catch that.
Awesome. So awesome. And this is why. Listen, we gotta enjoy the little moments life gives us, Joe. Okay.
Right.
All right. And so we just gotta be like, thank you. Thank you for this.
I can appreciate
anybody's young.
A moment of slop. Yeah.
And it's like, John Ossoff is. And it's like, I know, dude. I know. I've gone to the Track APAC website. Anytime there's a new cool politician, I go to the Track APAC website and I just look them up there. And then a lot of times I get sad. It's like, oh, there's pretty good. I was like, oh, but they got they're on the same team though. Well, he was really mean to Trump, but he's on the team.
Right. Yeah.
No,
I can appreciate some political slop. That's why I'm here. Let's look what we're doing.
So, I mean, and if we really want to talk about political slop, because I have something I want to end on.
Okay.
And that is the sloppiest. So we're gonna watch, because I always want to end on a fun one. And that one was fun, but it was also political, right? This one is political, but we're getting further away from like actual politics. So there's this guy, Too Lazy to Try, and we're gonna watch a Too Lazy to Try video that came out today that I really, really enjoyed. And I also think that I've seen enough like political YouTubers that just straight up just watch better YouTubers videos. And just their videos are just them reacting to that. And I think we need to get a little bit more into that. I think we need to insert ourselves into some drama if we want to like make waves here. But so this is Too Lazy to Try, he's a very monotone dude. Always puts like, there's 2 different pictures he has of George Costanza, just like screen grabs from Seinfeld that are heavily cropped. And he just always has them on screen. And God damn, dude. There's so many things that I've attempted, like so many like weird little projects I've launched in my life where it's like, it has to be, I have to, and then just the complications and just the mental effort I need to put into like doing this shit, just because it's like, I want it to be good and be presented well, and I want it to be like original and, and cool. Right. And meanwhile, this guy just does this. And like millions of followers on YouTube, and like, you know, a lot of his videos go over 1 million views, and you know, he at least gets like 100K minimum on most shit that he posts, and he just covers drama, and he just plays long ass clips, and you know, but he's also, I mean, but to his credit, he's also he's very funny. He's just casually funny. But yeah, it was just when I was like, yeah, when I was introduced to this guy, like it was just like, wow, that's it. It's just just George Costanza with chips on his chest, and and that's what you did, and you know, it's just I'm doing far too much. But this is his video. It
looks like we're talking Alex Jones.
Alex Jones versus Tim Pool. This is just the latest little mini civil war. You know, you got Ben Shapiro versus Candace Owens. You had Candace Owens versus Alex Jones, right? You've had various people versus Tim Pool over the years. Now Alex Jones and Tim Pool. And let's just watch this video, and we'll.
Yeah, and if people don't know who Tim Pool is, because I think he's a little more like, you have to go a couple layers.
He's a moderate.
Yeah,
according to Jubilee, he's a moderate.
Yeah, he's the dumbest man alive. Cosplaying as a moderate, but clearly just a conservative. But
clearly a fascist.
He was a liberal involved in Occupy Wall Street and working for Vox back in the day.
I left the left. He's one of those why I left the left guys who a lot of people are predicting that Graham Plattner is going to be, and you know, I mean, at this point, why the fuck?
Let's go back to oyster farming, dude.
yeah, go back to the oysters, dude. But yeah, so now there and Tim made headlines earlier this week because he did one of those Jubilee things where they called it one moderate versus 20 far lefters or whatever, right? 20, you know, whatever, right? And like, fuck you. This dude is
that channel
not moderate,
is a psyop, right? Like,
yeah, Jubilee is very much like you know, it's everything. You know, there's also like a big documentary about Ground News going around about how that's like actually a psyop, and that's been presenting like far right shit as if it was moderate, right?
Yeah, that's a good
so a lot
video.
of these things are, you know, just, you know, meant to like subtly pull society to the right, right? A lot of these are that kind of shit, right? But Tim Pool made headlines for rage quitting. He rage quitted because the dude pulled out a beanie and put it on to argue with, you know, against him. You know, anyway, which was great. But
I missed that part.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. And he just left. He just left the studio. Apparently he went back later and finished it because they're probably like, you're not going to get paid if you don't go back in there, right? So he was just like, I got it right, you know. But here we go. But he's now beefing with Alex Jones, who is a berserker. This dude is a crazy psychopath.
Everyone look at Tim Pool met secretly with Benjamin Netanyahu. When he got caught, declared Chatham House rules. That means, well, I agreed it would be secret. Of course he did. Or sue me, Tim, if it's not true. Have your bots come out, have Netanyahu's little body bots. Say I'm alive. That makes it better. Because tomorrow on my show, I'm going to show it all.
Why would Alex Jones, who was my friend, instead of calling me, just randomly start tweeting things going on his show and making these false claims about me? I had a phone call with a mutual friend, and I said,
your friend is
this
a
doesn't
psycho,
seem organic. And they said, it seems like someone's telling Alex what to say.
Maybe he's back on the sauce.
So what would make Alex Jones become a different person overnight? His whole life, Alex was the same person until just now.
I did nothing.
Well, that's not
true. He attacked me. Oh, God. No, he's like, oh, you lost your audience because you're anti-Trump. So the gloves are off, not just with Tim Pool, but anybody that I've sat there and I've, quote, been friends with, that stabs me in the back, and then does this crap claiming you don't know why I'm pissed off at you. You think we're fucking stupid? So I'm just telling you right now, you don't want problems, just take my name out of your mouth, okay? But if you want to fight, you fucking got one.
All right, so we have Alex Jones clashing with Tim Pool. These people are just imploding. Every week there's a new feud that breaks out. Like, all these people that used to be pretty friendly with each other now just spend all day on Twitter calling each other grifters.
Dude, check out Professor X over here, dude.
Yo, no beanie?
Like, here's the thing, Tim, if you're watching, all right, like, I can't hide the fact that I am a fat man, all right? I just lean into it, man. Just lean into it. Here's the thing. This is not a terrible look. It's just anytime I see it, it is like a jump scare because you're always wearing that stupid beanie.
Right. He almost looks like an adult without it.
Yeah, I know. It's like this shit, bro. Like the Prof X look with the glasses and like the goatee. Like this is not a bad look for you. You would actually look like you at least knew what you were talking about, even though anybody who has heard you talk for 3 minutes knows that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about at any point in time because you are just a dumb idiot who gets paid by Russia to say untrue things. Allegedly. Or was it proven? It was proven, right? Wasn't it proven? I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, I think it was pretty much proven.
But we're gonna say allegedly just in case. Like this is not a terrible look. It's just that I am not used to seeing it when I see your face. So when I see it, I'm like, whoa! Right. Because it's just. Did you ever watch that? That it was funny enough that sketch. It was I Think You Should Leave sketch. And it was with Tim Heidecker, which is kind of funny because we're talking about Alex Jones, and Tim Heidecker is kind of become the new Alex Jones. Right? It's the new Alex Jones because the real Alex Jones popped like a balloon. And so there was that sketch, right, where he asked for was it like a bowl of gazpacho soup? And so somebody brings it to him and he's like, whoa, this is hot. And they're like, it's literally room temperature. He's like, yeah, but I was expecting it to be served cold. And if you're expecting cold and you feel lukewarm, it tastes like it's burning hot. And that is spiritually what it is like seeing pictures like this of Tim Pool, where I'm just expecting Beanie. And because I am expecting Beanie, this is burning my tongue off. This is blistering my tongue, you know? But if it was just always this, then I'd be like, oh yes, that dude who is cosplaying as Professor X, that is, gayer Moby, that is just what Tim Pool looks like, Right. Embrace what you are, man.
Right. You got to embrace it. I will say, like, going bald, I think fucks with men's heads. Like literally. Mm-hmm. But it's like I remember always seeing guys who were like super balding, and they've got like comb overs, and they're doing that, like doing all sorts of shit to be like, no, I've still got hair, check it out, like I can do this
there's still hair there.
Yeah, and me with my fucking like shoulder length Jesus hair for so many years, I was like, what, man, it's cool, just like be bald if you're going bald. It's all right. But now I cut all my hair off because it was getting so stringy. Like it had like gaps in it. Because I'm fucking going bald. I'm thinning at least. Yeah. And like the sides of my head especially are like really like starting to thin. And of course, now I'm in the mirror every day, like, oh, but if I could have pushed it this way and curve it around, and then it looks like it's actually normal. Like,
I'm lucky because based on genetics, I should be going way bald. And
oh, really?
I'm lucky, and I can and there's like little ways like I've like noticed, like I'll notice like I think I'm thinning up there. Like I think that like maybe around 40, the bottom's gonna fall out on this whole operation, right? Right. But if that happens, I'm gonna go gracefully, Joe. Right. All right. I'm not gonna be a fedora guy again. I was in college. We're not going back to that life, You know what I'm saying? I did my time with the fedora.
Yeah.
You can't make me go back.
I've become a hat guy. Like I go out with a baseball cap on. Of course it's me, so it's like a Star Trek hat and shit. Like, but yeah, it's
just in case people are like, oh, does that guy like sports? No, it's a Star Trek hat. Oh no,
no.
He might be a virgin. But yeah, so it's just listen, you could actually, I feel like the beanie, right, the beanie is metaphorically him clinging to the moderate turn. you know? And I feel like if he could just admit that he is not a moderate and remove the beanie, I think he'd have a much better, more fulfilling, richer life, you know? Being who he truly is, coming out of the metaphorical closet, so to speak, as a far-right Nazi.
By
you
putting
know?
the beanie back in the closet.
Yeah, by putting the beanie back in the closet. That is true. But yeah, so anyway, let's keep going.
So these people must have been barely holding it together, because once they start disagreeing, they go all out trying to expose each other. You know, when things are going well and they're doing each other's podcasts, they'll ignore any suspicious behavior. But then once they start arguing, it's like they have all this ammo ready to use, and it seems like they've been preying on each other's downfall. Like Alex was complaining on Twitter about how his views have dropped 90% and he's being censored for covering the Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories. But then people in his comments just started roasting him for his coverage of stuff like the Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories. And some right-wing influencers were saying it's not the algorithm, it's the fact that you started criticizing Trump. And they're making jokes about how the Pakistani bot farms were shut off and that's why his views dropped. So Alex started crashing out in the comments and arguing with everyone. Then Tim Pool chimed in and just set him off. Tim said, "My honest opinion is that you can't go pro-Trump for 10 years, then Trump critical, and be surprised if your audience drops off." So then Alex spent all night in his car recording himself ranting about how Tim is an Israeli operative because he had a secret meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu.
I mean, they got a point. It's just, you can't, there's so much like Trump bullshit that you like co-signed, and so much like obvious like warning signs. There was so much foreshadowing of like what this term was going to be. Like every leftist and like anybody who leaned even slightly left pretty much nailed what was coming with Trump in this term. And so you can't be like pro-Trump. You can't be pro-Trump after January 6th. And then all of a sudden it's like he does the Iran war and you're like, you know, or he doesn't release the Epstein files and then does the Iran war and you're like, that's, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah man, it's just you were sadly in for a pound. You were in for a pound. You know, you had all those pennies.
Yeah, that's the like I've heard a few times, like it's got to be rough to be Alex Jones right now, because like he went all in with the Republican Party, and now all this shit he was talking about like 20 years ago, like they're gonna like put us all in FEMA camps and you know all this shit, and it's like, well, now the Republican administration you supported is actually doing all that. We have the you know panopticon like surveillance state. And you have to either kind of go along with it, even when you sort of lean into criticizing a little bit, or you're going to lose your whole fucking audience. It's really, he cursed himself.
Yeah. You know, you're on team this guy, you know, but I mean, I just also think that Alex Jones is just a deeply, deeply troubled human being. And I think that, you know, he's very like, he's like very like Kanye West like in that a lot of his antics are just the antics of a person who has deep-seated mental issues, and we are just watching a mentally ill person crash out, but because they are surrounded by money and enablers and they make a lot of people a lot of money, you know, they just can't get access to the help they desperately need. Right. And they don't have, and because they have so much money and they've have all this power because of that money, they have the power to say, no, I'm okay. Right. I mean, I think like on some level, I feel like Trump is kind of like that, you know, like, you know, like you see his Truth Social posts and you're just like, this guy is mentally unfucking well, you know, but so I think just, you know, Alex Jones, this is just Alex Jones is bipolar, just going crazy, you know, just going, you know, psycho mode, you know, so.
Who last April, and now he's getting talking points from Israel and is being propped up by an Israeli bot farm.
And he seizes on it and says, oh, you criticize Trump, your audience is gone, along with tens of thousands of others, so it trended to the top of X. They didn't all just magically come up with that instantly when I posted the video last night. So maybe Tim's just dumb and copied what the Israeli bots were putting out, but he does meet with the guy that gives the orders. So that's why I'm irritated. That's why I'm sick and tired of this garbage. And I just get too nice to these little swarmy, you know, people that you know, that sit there and act like they're patriots. The guy who gives the orders. You support Israel controlling our government. You support Israel taking over our military with the NDAA. If you support all this garbage, you're not American. You're a traitor and it's treason. It's been clear these guys all follow talking points and are in lockstep. They all deny they're taking money from Israel. But on record, Israel spent $1.3 billion in the last 18 months. If you go back about
Voice
14 months
dude.
ago, Tim Pool got caught meeting secretly with a bunch of influencers with Netanyahu, reportedly getting marching orders, according to sources. He said, yeah, I met with him and I'm proud of it, but I won't tell you what we talked about. Chatham House rules. And all I know is Tim Pool follows the exact Israeli talking points. So even though he's not taking money, he is following their talking points. I want to just say this. When I see Tim Pool putting out Israeli talking points against me, it's just absolutely disgusting. And it's shameful what he has become. And I'm going to show Netanyahu launching the eighth front war a year and a half ago, right before you met with him. And we're going to expose it all. We're going to show how at the exact same time last night when I posted a video about the new algorithm sits in all the live streams, within minutes, hundreds of people saying the exact same thing came out. Are they all on the payroll? Not, probably not, but some are. You can't hide from the truth. You can't hide from the truth. And so we're going to expose it tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central.
So then Tim accused Alex of getting a call, to attack him.
And I'm going to be honest. Team Jones here.
Critical sport. Popular front against Tim Pool.
It's like The Wire, right? I saw somebody talk about The Wire that every major character. Did you ever watch The Wire?
I've seen it like a couple episodes. Yeah.
Joe, you need to fucking watch The Wire. Okay, that's like, dude, you should have got that out of the way in your 20s, man. That's just pathetic. But you need to go back from the beginning and watch every episode of The Wire, please. Thank you. That's your homework. Okay. That's your homework, Joe.
All right.
Start The Wire. Also, the first episode is painful. You got to make it to episode 6. Just note that. The first episode, you're like, what the fuck is this? And then 7 episodes later, you're like, oh, actually, this is a masterpiece. I'm watching a masterpiece.
Okay.
But the first episode they just drop you. The problem is that the first episode is like a mid-season episode where you're like, what? Who are all these people? Why do any of them matter? And then 6 episodes later, you're like, they matter so much because this is a masterpiece, right? But anyway, so it's like The Wire in like. Every major character in The Wire is like the protagonist of at least one plot line and the antagonist of at least another, right? Where, there's no one character that is like all bad. Some characters are antagonistic way more than they are protagonistic, right? But, even some of the worst villains of the show do get like subplots where they are kind of, kind of the hero, right? And it shows how that shit's relative. So if it's like Alex Jones v. Sandy Hook family, I'm gonna always be Sandy Hook family. Right. I hope that dude pays out every cent. I hope that dude never knows a day of peace in his life, right? But him versus Tim Pool, I'm sorry, I'm going with the funny guy. I'm going with the dude who just, the dude who's at least comfortable in his skin. Like Alex Jones is like a slovenly like mess, and he'll come out shirtless and ranting and drunk, but at the very least he's comfortable. He's not fucking, what is this? Get this out of here.
Yeah, he's like, Alex Jones is a showman at the end of the day. Like, he puts on it's not a great show, but he puts on a show, and like
it's a show I'd never watched a full episode of.
Yeah, but like there are fun clips of that show. Tim Pool flips the camera on, does just enough time to get the ad revenue, and it just like reads out some articles he's never seen before. Like he is like pathetic.
Yeah. So anyway, let's keep going.
And he claims a bot farm with the same talking points as Alex is attacking him as well. So then Alex accused him of getting a call from Benjamin Netanyahu. I guess it's battle of the sellout grifter bot armies that none of these people seem to care about until shit hits the fan and they start arguing. Alex was on Tim's podcast earlier this year after Tim already met with Benjamin Netanyahu and had that tenant media deal that was funded through Russia. So it was already pretty clear Tim's a shill, but now Alex is just starting to realize it, or just starting to admit it. Like now he claims Tim is taking marching orders from Israel and he's a smarmy, backstabbing grifter. And Tim's all surprised that Alex would say something like that about him, but he did kind of start it here by kicking Alex while he's down. Alex is complaining about how he's not getting any views anymore and he's going broke, and Tim's like, that's what you get for turning on Trump. So I don't know why he's shocked by this and acting like Alex has to be getting paid to say something like this. I mean, he's also always looking to fight people, so Tim was kind of asking for it here.
Oh, you lost your audience, nanny boo boo, stick your head in doo doo. You can't come to the cool kid table in 5th grade. We don't want you at our Howard Lutnick, Jeffrey Epstein table. And I'm just like, when did you guys become 10-year-olds? I mean, seriously. I said, this is probably a bug. It needs to be fixed. This absolutely sucks. And I'm drawing attention to it. And you're like, no, everyone just stopped listening to you because you're anti-Iran war and you question Charlie Kirk. Look at the quartering. Let's scroll up. Maybe the Pakistani bots are asleep. Alex, as a daily viewer, I personally tuned out since you've been on this the Jews killed Charlie Kirk nonsense. I'll tune back in when you come back to your senses. What did my post have to do with Jews? I didn't say the Jews killed Charlie Kirk. That's what most internet thinks. I've looked at all the angles. Tim Pool casts Fowler attacking Alex Jones. InfoWars founder calls on Timcast host to come clean on secret meetings with Netanyahu and Israeli officials. And then all the bots, the same known
When I
bots.
was watching this earlier, I was like, wait, this is a brilliant printing things out and then just having like the pen.
Yeah,
Like that,
I like that.
Like, and having like the camera like on the table. Like, I actually, aesthetically, I really like that.
Yeah,
And you can
well,
like
'cause
draw on it and shit.
he was always pulling up documents. That was his thing. It's in the documents. Like this is I mean, I think they would, you know, pop them up sometimes, but like this is like some Johnny Harris shit. This is some real New York Times like
Yeah.
NPR
You know,
shit.
If I ever lost my job, I would immediately like pivot to like streaming like 8 hours a day and really like kind of go for it. And like and you know and the first, I think what I would do is I would try to set up like this kind of setup, and I would try to like have things printed out that I could like, you know, I'd have like a desk cam, you know, because that is, I saw that and I was like, that's super cool. And I also love that it this picture.
Yeah.
Why is it this picture? The only reason I can think of is like, oh, he wants this. He wants this on screen. He wants this on screen.
Because the other thing about that picture is it's Alex Jones looking probably the best he's ever looked.
Yeah, because like, you know, like a quarter of his face is cut off. So, you know, and his beard is actually looking.
He's got the cropped beard. He's like, he's,
but I mean, Tim doesn't look bad in a vacuum here. It's just that, you know, it's no glasses and beanie. He needs to go from no beanie glasses. You can't be no glasses beanie. It is just not, that's not serving you, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not going to relitigate that. All right, let's keep going.
Came in and influencers, that's what they are, shills, and said, oh, he announced the meeting. It was public. It was on TV. He had Netanyahu on the podcast. None of that happened because I've known Tim a long time. I've been nothing but nice to Tim. You know, he's done some swarmy kind of backhanded things here and there. He's kind of known for that. But that's the reality. So I got to tell you, Tim, you got big old huevos rancheros there, pal, saying, I got a call. Who did I get a call from, pal? Because I didn't meet in secret. I didn't meet in secret with Netanyahu. Alex got the call. That's the simple explanation.
Print out the tweets.
Call from Netanyahu, come meet with secret.
Yeah, what call?
Is that what happened? Is that what?
Do you think he has enough staff still that like he has people printing out tweets for him, or is this like Alex Jones himself? Like, yeah, like, you know, ChatGPT, write me an article about Tim Pool.
Yeah, I don't know, because he owes like $1 billion to the fucking Sandy Hook victims.
I know,
but like at the same time, I can't see him like setting this up on his own.
Neither, man, neither. But I just love he's just JewishInsider.com, man. He's just printing out it's just like, also it's like, Alex, you can't afford this. You can't afford your printer's gonna run out of toner, man.
Yeah,
like you can't like you gotta keep it on screen until you get some more walking around money, you know. Okay, let's keep going.
Went on.
So this is like watching middle schoolers fight. It's ridiculous. And Tim started threatening to release a message Alex sent him about Candace Owens, where he's calling her a demon. Then Candace came out and said Alex apologized to her for it, which that is weird. Alex did a total 180 with Candace. He flip-flopped so much, it must give his fans whiplash.
I love that, by the way. I don't know if you caught that tweet, but that tweet is, and listen, I Candace Owens is a terrible human being.
Oh yeah.
But again, in certain situations, I'm rooting for her. In certain matchups, you know?
She's very good at this.
And I'm sorry, I'm rooting for the person who says, this is supposed to make me angry, but this is just another example of your hyper feminine behavior, Tim.
Yeah.
Like that is awesome and ruthless. So, you know, Hell yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
Which, that is weird. Alex did a total 180 with Candace. He flip-flops so much, it must give his fans whiplash. And that's what people are saying in his comments with the Charlie Kirk stuff. Because I think within only a few months, Alex went from being Candace's #1 critic and saying she's a globalist CIA deep state operative to then apologizing to Candace and promoting theories even crazier than hers. Alex thinks the only theory that makes sense now is that Charlie faked his own death and is still alive. He went from trying to debunk Candace's theories and crashing out on her for promoting insane theories to then saying Charlie staged his death. So I don't know what the hell is going on anymore, and it's disappointing because watching Alex crash out over Candace was so entertaining. That was some of the best work.
Candace Owens is really a man. Candace, also known as Big Mike Jr., got Erica Kirk pregnant. Charlie found out about it, and that's why the two of them got together and conspired to assassinate Charlie to cover this up. Candace has a little lantern that has Charlie Kirk in it, and she can rub it, and then, like she said, the dreams. And then when she has the dreams, we got to listen. Okay? Oh my God. Oh my God, Candace is the Messiah. Only Candace is investigating. Only Candace talked about the Charlie Kirk thing. Only Candace, and you're attacking her. A better word for Candace is a megalomaniac who has no concern for the truth, no power trip, who thinks she can just keep doubling down, and we're just going to buy whatever incredible horse shit she puts out. What are the fucking lies, lady? I mean, how stupid. Here's my problem. Stop insulting my intelligence. Now I have to watch all the sewage pipeline at your mouth. Just that I have to examine all the turds that come out of it and sit there and explain to people, and then you keep doubling down. I want to not look at this. I want you to stop the lying, stop the horseshit, dredging up horrible, bizarre con men, huge pedigrees of scams and bashing women's heads in on record.
Man.
You're like, well, big deal, he bashes all these women's heads in and everything, lies about everything. But he was there. He's got proof. He was acting so weird. They detained him and asked him what was going on.
So he was losing his shit over her, and it was hilarious.
He's not even on
he thought
set
Tyler Robinson
there.
was the one that killed Charlie Kirk.
He just had to get that out.
Like, I mean, how real do we think that is? Like, in his head, when he's saying these things, do you think he believes them, or is it like, I'm just farming attention?
I don't know. I think it's like impossible to tell where the real person ends with Alex Jones, especially at this point. Like,
yeah,
this dude for like 30 years has been like playing this character almost. And yeah, it's like the saying goes that like if Alex Jones didn't exist, the CIA would create an Alex Jones. Like, that is the perfect like way to be able. It's the perfect guy to be able to point to, like, oh, conspiracy theorist, like this guy, this insane person. So just discredit every like alternate theory.
It reminds me of this so there's this Boston comedian named Sam Ike. If you're familiar with local Boston comedy, he got himself in a little bit of hot water for stuff, but he did have a bit that I really loved years ago. I don't know how often he did it, but I heard him do it one night where he was like, somebody asked me, oh, what do you think would have happened if Amy Winehouse would have survived? And he was like, I think she would have died. Like a week later, I think.
Yeah.
Like, what if she never OD'd? She would have OD'd.
She would be, yeah.
It's like, what if there was no Alex Jones? There would be an Alex Jones. There would be a different Alex Jones. It wouldn't look like this, but there would be one. It's just we need a need a psychotic orangutan.
Dude, early Alex Jones was kind of cool. Like, I gotta say, he was actually coherent now and then, but also just so much fun. Like
gay frogs, man, gay frogs, dude. But yeah, okay, but let's keep going.
But now apparently he doesn't even think Charlie's dead. He thinks he staged his own death. He said that's the only thing that makes sense to him, and he apologized to Candace Owens. So maybe he was just jealous that Candace stole his thunder when it comes to conspiracy theories or something. So he had to come out with the most ridiculous one he could think of. I don't think Candace has even claimed something like this. I mean, to watch the video of Charlie get assassinated and think that was fake blood and it was staged is total insanity.
There was a consensus. Sean was getting him on the phone and stuff. They're like, oh no, we all know it's fake. He's alive. I mean, and these are experts. They're like, that's fake. They're smiling. They don't look upset. Where's all the blood? And it looks like a squib coming out. And I'm not, folks, I'm just saying a week into it, there was a consensus with Sean Johnson's military buddies who were like, we think that's fake. We think he's alive. And I said, well, I'm not going to go there yet. And now it's just the only thing that makes sense.
So at this point, I think mental patients sound more grounded to reality.
I also just want to just talk about this guy, this dude. Who is this dude? Haven't I seen him in a David Lynch movie? Isn't he? Wait,
Jesse
didn't
on
he?
fire? Is that?
Yeah, is he? Wait, Jesse on fire? Wait, wasn't he? Wasn't he like the leprechaun? Was he? Wait, was he just the leprechaun from the Leprechaun horror movies? Jesse on fire. Anyway.
Blood. And it looks like a squib coming out. And I'm not, folks, I'm just saying a week into it, there was a consensus with Sean Johnson's military buddies who were like, we think that's fake. We think he's alive. And I said, well, I'm not going to go there yet. And now it's just the only thing that makes sense.
So at this point, I think mental patients sound more grounded to reality than these people. And it's so funny. They act all friendly with each other, but as soon as they start fighting, they have all this stuff ready to throw at each other, all this dirt to bring up. Like, they've been waiting to go after each other. Everyone is so passive-aggressive, too. Like, the shot Tim took at Alex, he's even acting all surprised that Alex was upset about that. He's like, why me? Overnight, Alex just turned into someone completely different. He must have been paid to attack me. But I think most of these people, even the ones that associate with each other, really just can't stand each other and are waiting for the moment to attack. I mean, as soon as Alex complained about his views, all these people are ready to be like, what do you expect? This is what you deserve. Then Alex, he was ready to bring up that Netanyahu meeting Tim had, and he made a ton of videos about it. Then Tim threatened to bring up Alex's messages about Candace, and he also said my tolerance and grace for these people is 0. Alex has shown up a blackout drunk to my studio several times, and I never dragged him for it. So Tim is always so passive aggressive, and he always tries to act like he's above all the drama and doesn't want to be involved in it. But then he gets on his show.
Wait, is that photoshopped? What was that picture? Yeah. Is that him? Is that an actual picture? Is that what he actually looked like?
It might have been his lowest point or something. But yeah, that does look a little like, it's like the JD Vance fat boy thing.
It looks kind of deep faked. I mean, you look at I don't know, right here, it kind of looks like, I don't know if I think that's a real picture, but anyway.
Yeah. And he always tries to act like he's above all the drama and doesn't want to be involved in it. But then he gets on a show and says Alex is going broke, and he's probably accepting money from nefarious sources to attack him and the right. It sounds like he's even trying to put pressure on Alex's employees to quit because they know Alex isn't doing the right thing anymore.
I'll say this. I see it as one of two worlds. My personal opinion is that the simple solution actually is that Alex is working with a political action committee that is also coordinating with other individuals for the purpose of this new political paradigm. You don't change who you are. I mean, it's been 30 plus years he's been in the industry. Yeah. And all of a sudden his character is so that, let me tell you, I tweeted at Alex, can I publish the voice memo you sent me about Candace? I won't do it unless you give me permission. And he just stopped responding to me. He won't respond now. For him, 7 months later, to completely have inverted all of his positions, I find to be suspect.
But wouldn't it make more sense for him to come to you as a friend and be like, hey, I'm struggling with my business.
I can't give him money.
But to come on the show or promote each other, wouldn't that make more sense than to just completely turn on you? I mean,
not if he's being offered money.
Yeah.
I can't give him money. What am I going to do? Here, Alex, let me write you a check. It's not going to do anything. But imagine there's a political action committee, and they said, listen, as we go after the midterms, this is going to be the play. You can see that, Tucker and Anna Kasparian are completely aligned in their worldview at this point. For someone like Alex, who was a friend of ours for years, to abruptly and seemingly for no reason be like, F. Tim Pool, he works for Benjamin Netanyahu. It's just like, okay.
That makes zero sense.
What just happened?
It's irrational.
Yeah, it's like, Alex Jones was my friend. He literally would just text me stuff. We would talk. We had a conversation once about what private jets to buy. Just like, that's what people talk about. He was like, Tim, I'm telling you, you give a good jet for about $1 million. And I was like, I'm not buying a private jet. And now all of a sudden he's just like,
I think
Tim
we
Pool
were
is
texting
secretly
about
Netanyahu
that the other day.
And I'm just like, out of nowhere, I got people texting.
No, it was about what's the best brand of ramen? It's like I'm more of a normie. I'm more of a vanilla. Like it's like chicken or beef for me. Like it's
yeah.
Maybe if we're feeling feisty, we get the shrimp. If we dare. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, me and my wife, we bought a couple things of like Jif, like peanut butter ramen bowls. She ate hers and it smelled baffling.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It smelled, I was baffled by the smell.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if I want to eat what that smells like, but part of me wonders.
Like a peanut sauce makes sense, but yeah, I don't know.
No,
I don't know
it
if you
smelled
go all
like
the way to a soup.
It smelled like Jif peanut butter, like peanut butter and jelly peanut butter, but it was also like kind of also smell, like was steamy. So it's kind of smelled like ramen too. It was existentially troubling. I didn't even ask for a bite. Usually anytime my wife has any food, I'm just like, give me a bite. Like, you owe me a bite. This is the price of loving me. But for that, I was just like, I don't think I want to know yet. Maybe if I'm so hungry one day, we're going to crack it out. But anyway, I should. Okay.
you know, and they're like, what is happening? What happened? Like, what'd you do? And I was like, I tweeted that if you build up a channel for 10 years supporting Trump, but then stop supporting him, you're going to lose viewers. And everyone's like, yeah, that's not a reason for him to make up fake things about you. That's like, you know, what I will say is, obviously we know a lot of people who work at his company, and there's a lot of fervor right now over what he's doing. And there's a lot of, we'll see what happens. But I do think that for most people, money talks and BS walks. So I would not be surprised if they're.
So he has a lot of people working at his fucking company. How?
Right. I don't understand what the Alex Jones company is now.
How does he make money?
I don't know.
My homework for the week is figuring out what the fucking. Your homework is watching The Wire, and my homework is how does Alex Jones make money?
Yeah, he must have like loyal fans,
like a Patreon or
like people who have stuck around, like, you know, even in the changeover and shit. That's got to be it. Like,
that's
you
insane.
know,
Dude.
there's no other.
Insane. It's like you owe all this money to like the Sandy Hook families, but yet you still got people on payroll. You still got people like they're printing out the fucking. They're using up the toner. Fucking printing out the tweets that you could just put on a screen next to your head, John Oliver style. Crazy, dude.
Are people who just duck and keep their heads down and sacrifice their morals for the paycheck.
There's a lot of money sloshing around right now.
Yeah.
From a lot of different.
I'm just saying, do you expect anybody who works with Alex to stop working with him because they think he's a bad guy?
No.
How much you want to bet? None of them will. They'll just say, leave me out of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
just fair to some degree. I mean,
yeah.
People got to get food on the table.
Then Tim started saying the people that are attacking him are just talentless and jealous of his success. He did a lot of coping this episode because it was also after that Jubilee debate where Tim, of course, embarrassed himself. So he was getting a ton of shit for that and Alex Jones stuff.
Did they change? Because originally it said moderate. Moderate.
Yeah, they changed.
Did they change it? They really? I'm going to Jubilee's official page to see if it. Because they really cave.
Yeah, Jubilee. I saw when it was moderate. Yeah.
Okay, so Tim Pool versus progressives. Yeah, they changed the thumbnail. They changed the title. Tim Pool versus 20 progressives. That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
So I think they did that with Jordan Peterson's too, because it was supposed to be like a Christian versus 20 atheists. And then Jordan Peterson is so fucking pedantic that you can't pin him down on anything. So like they were like, okay, so you're a Christian. He's like, well, who told you that? Like, like I'm not committed to that belief. Like, what the fuck is this then, dude? Like,
the dude answering the emails was not the one who showed up that day. I promise you. Yeah, Tim Pool versus 20 progressives. That's crazy. That is hilarious that they got shamed into changing that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, just that fucking beanie, dude. Just now that I've seen the real him, it's just be you, baby girl. Just be the real you. It's like I want to like the what was it, the Magneto and Mystique, like show me the real you. I said the real you.
Oh yeah.
Take off the beanie, put on the glasses.
Perfection.
I think that's why he kept bringing up how rich he is and how much money he makes to make himself feel better, even though he also always complains about how he doesn't make enough and his views are down. It seems like usually at least twice a year he crashes out and threatens to quit and is like, it's not even worth it for me anymore. I'm just going to go live in a van down by the river. He even said that this episode. It's like he wants people to be like, no, Tim, please don't. We need you. But people are just like, dude, do whatever you want. I'm just sick of the bitch.
Like, I don't know. People who say that it's like you could survive a day without Twitter. Like you would have... it's like the last thing you ever want is to be alone with your fucking thoughts, dude. That's why you keep the beanie on, man.
Right.
Like that's why you wear the beanie, to keep the thoughts from getting out,
Yeah.
Just like shut the fuck up.
And moaning all the time. Now everyone's just complaining about each other complaining. Like with Alex and his views dropping, nobody wanted to hear it. So it's every man for himself out there. I think the days of everyone getting along and doing each other's shows are over, and now it's just a battle to stay relevant, which Tim claims people are attacking him for the views and clicks because according to him, they're lower tier personalities and they need to attack someone more successful than them.
Clint Russell has been just making things up about me because he gets retweets for it. Because these people are I don't know. Like, there's probably a reason why they're lower tier personalities. I'm not saying lower tier is a disrespectful thing. I'm like, obviously my show is bigger than their shows. You know, maybe there's a reason why Timcast IRL is so big, and we've got this massive multi-million-dollar compound and with a skate park in it. You know, like we make stupid amounts of money. It's not a humble brag. It's just maybe when you actually have like a consistent through line of what motivates you, you will do better in business. And that was kind of the point that I was making with Alex. And maybe this is what really changed with Alex is, you know, he just doesn't have the backing anymore. He doesn't have enough critical mass of allies.
Also, now I think it's more profitable for these people to attack each other rather than work together and do each other's shows. You know, like going on each other's podcasts isn't what it used to be. And you get more exposure now from trashing Tim Pool rather than doing his podcast. So that's another reason why I think people don't care to be friendly with each other anymore. And it seems like Alex is backed into a corner. You know, he lost InfoWars. He said his views are down. He doesn't have much money left. Joe Rogan never has him on his podcast anymore. Him and Trump hate each other. And it just seems like he's getting kind of desperate. So I think he's just ready to go off on whoever. And he doesn't care anymore.
Alex, you don't have viewers because you're not pro-war. You're not pro-Netanyahu. And then I'm like, dude, that's really cool. I'm like, oh my God, you hurt my boo-boo. You're being mean to my poopy. I mean, dude, you're I challenge you to a live debate.
I got a text message from friends. They're like, bro, do the debate. It's going to be huge. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Alex tweeted, invite to debate coming soon, Tim. And I'm just sitting here being like, debate what? Like, what are we debating? We agree. It's fake. And these people are scumbags, okay?
Fair,
I told Tyler, lose my number. You want to make fake beef for internet points? I don't fucking do that. And Alex Jones wants to play stupid games? I don't do that, okay? They can all screw off and go to hell, and I will go live in a van down by the river. Yeah, you think I'm joking.
So I think Tim's scared. Once Alex challenged him to an in-person debate, he's like, what are we going to debate about? You know, we agree on everything. Even though he was just calling Alex out for turning on Trump, and Tim is always defending Trump and acting like everything's a 4D chess move from him. They also obviously disagree on Israel, but now Tim's pretending like he's anti-Israel, so him and Alex agree on everything. You know, it sounds like he just doesn't want that smoke from Alex Jones, and he's trying to defuse the situation. He also said he would do a debate for $300,000, but Alex doesn't have the money, which Alex took offense to and challenged him to a bare-knuckle boxing match.
Well, I mean, if you want to debate, you can take a neutral position. So I say yes, absolutely.
300 grand.
That's awesome.
Wow. You know, he doesn't have 300. Maybe he can do a GoFundMe for it or something.
So what a cowardly move. Jones doesn't have enough money. He's not in my class to even debate me. I'm a god up here above him. Even though since it came out that he met with Netanyahu in secret, his audience, which was not even that big before, has gone like this. That's the type of chicken shit arithmetic that we're dealing with here. Let me make it simpler for you, Tim. You pick the spot. You get a ring in a state that allows it. I'm an older man than you. Let's have a boxing match, bare knuckles. I'll even let you have a baseball bat. How about that, Tim? Tim, we get Thailand where Mortal Kombat's legal. You can get in the ring with me in Thailand. Oh, it'd be worse for you that way. Let's give you a sword. Let's give you an axe. I'll get in the ring with you in Thailand. You can have a sword and an axe. Oh, I guarantee you lose that way. Because I don't even turn on my juice till I'm facing a real threat. How about we get in the ring in Thailand? You can have a 9mm handgun, huh? Because you're going to need it.
Every one of those matchups, I'm betting Alex.
yeah. He wants it more. That's just...
He wants it more, dude. It's just fucking, you give Tim Pool the baseball bat. I don't think that's enough to keep Alex Jones. I've just seen both of their average energy levels.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a minute left of this video.
Okay.
You and your beanie. I want to ring with you, Pool. If you want to bang heads with me, I can show you what it's like till you're bleeding. I want in the ring with you right now because you symbolize everything this country is under attack by and all the smarmy little double-dealing rats. I want Tim Pool to be the champion of Netanyahu. You can wear your trunks, the Star of David right there. You can have rabbis there doing chants because you've got that magical beanie. The mothership yarmulke that gives the orders all out to all the other yarmulkes.
So shit's getting out of control. I'm sure this will just lead to more rifts and people having falling outs with each other. It seems like this stuff is reaching a boiling point, especially with the Charlie Kirk theories and Tyler Robinson's trial coming up. That just keeps getting more intense. And there's that debate between Candace Owens and Andrew Wilson, which I covered on Patreon. I have a 40-minute video about that. It's definitely worth checking out. That was a big one. And there are over 200 exclusive videos. I cover a lot of Alex Jones's crash outs on there. So if you like this video, want extra content, and want to stay up to date with everything, it's definitely worth it. There'll be a link in the description.
I challenge you, Tim, to trial by combat. You will wear the blue and white and the Star of David. I will wear the red, white, and blue. I'm calling out Netanyahu's champion. I'm demanding trial by combat publicly. If you fail, Israel must withdraw from trying to take over the U.S. government and get out of the NDAA and stop the war. If you win, we launch nuclear weapons to destroy the entire planet to bring back the Messiah. Tim Pool, the ball is in your court.
Has Israel agreed to this? Oh my God.
Wait, what did you say? Good. I'm sorry.
Has Israel agreed to this?
Please.
Oh,
please.
Dude, that's so great. I put my favorite Alex Jones clip in the private chat. Maybe that'll close us out well.
Okay. All right, let's pull this up. Okay, wait a second. Okay, wait. It's so weird seeing the InfoWars logo, like how God meant it. Like, pull that up. Yeah. This is, look at, we got some OJ. I miss the old Alex Jones, the straight from the gold Alex Jones. Okay. I hate the new Alex Jones, the bad mood Alex Jones. All right, let's play.
I'm a pioneer. I'm an explorer. I'm a human, and I'm coming. I'm animated. I'm alive. My heart's big. It's got hot blood going through it fast. I like to fight, too. I like to eat. I like to have children. I'm here. I got a life force. This is a human. This is what we look like. This is what we act like. This is what everybody was like before us. This is what I am. I'm a throwback. I'm here. I've got the fire of human liberty. I'm setting fires everywhere, and humans are turning on everywhere.
Dude,
that's just so like that. I got to start playing that like every morning. Just get myself fucking going.
Absolutely, man. I've never seen that before. That is beautiful.
Yeah, there's something like poetic about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was art. That was really beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks that he is an evil person who proliferated horrible propaganda and convinced my mother that for a brief couple year period that Sandy Hook was a hoax. Because, you know, if he didn't do any of that, I would think he was at least, you know, like I always gotta, anytime I'm like glazing any clips of him, I gotta like put an asterisk like, but also he did convince my mother that Sandy Hook never happened. So I gotta dock him points for convincing my mom that Sandy Hook was a hoax.
Yeah, when he was saying that like Charlie Kirk's still alive and shit, I'm like, Alex, be careful.
You know, you can take the fucking, you know, you take the you take the dog out of the park. You can't take the park out of the dog or whatever. You know, like I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's really something.
It is. Oh God, it is that is. I mean, you know, I hope it's. Did you ever see 7 Days in Hell?
No.
I hope it's. I'm hoping for a 7 Days in Hell. Great HBO like 1 hour special thing. It's a Lonely Island thing. Very funny, but it ends. It's about like this tennis match. I'm going to spoil the end for it. I hope you don't mind. But it's about this 7-day tennis match. And it ends with both people in the tennis match accidentally killing each other.
Sounds like
accidentally unaliving each other, I mean. You know, so, you know, you kind of root for that outcome anytime two people like this, right? Ben Shapiro beefs with Steven Crowder, right? It's just like,
let them fight.
I hope you both just implode over this. Thank you, please.
Yeah.
You know, like,
dude, the Ben Shapiro fall off is also glorious. Like, that dude is pathetic.
It's like playing Fortnite now. That's just so good, dude. It's just, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Well, he made the mistake of, you know, throwing in with the conservative movement, even when, you know, it clearly started to go an anti-Semitic direction, but he was fine with that. Honestly, it was only when it became an anti-Israel movement.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit. Okay, do we need to end this podcast now?
Probably should. Okay. Oh my god.
Okay. All right. Well, we've been going 2 hours.
We had a double fire alarm day last week, so I'm like on edge.
Okay. Well,
I think it's good,
well,
but yeah, we can wrap it up.
Well, thanks to our one commenter, Varun 91644-W.
Yeah, you're welcome to come back, dude.
Never chimed back in to explain, and you know, one of KFC and Islamophobia is real. So you know, I mean, I'm sure that you know, in season 12 of this podcast, we're gonna finally reveal what that means. It's gonna be like the code to the fucking the code to the hatch and Lost or whatever.
Right.
But hey, Lovely. I think we should actually, I was thinking we should just try to do these on Thursdays. I think Thursdays is just going to be infinitely a better day for me to do these than Wednesdays. So,
Okay.
I don't know. Something for us to consider for the future.
All right. Yeah. We'll figure that out. But should work. All right. Well,
You have a good night, my friend.
Yeah.
Hopefully your house doesn't burn down or flood. It's either flooding, it's either wet, or it's on fire.
It really is, dude. Oh my
There's no in between for you.
But viewers, we had a few of you. Thanks for being here, and